What's going on? Why is there so much content out there? And why is so much of this content not getting traffic? And is your content some of it?
Welcome to Duo on Air, where we help you get seen, remembered, and wildly obsessed over by your audience. We're your hosts, Abby
and Courtney, a pair of ex-agency besties who ditched the cubicles, the Minneapolis skyways, and the corporate jargon for work that matters, with people who inspire us every day. Today, we're a women-powered marketing agency serving brands worldwide, bringing those big agency results without the corporate price tag.
Around here, it's all about what actually grows your business: branding, SEO, websites, and navigating the real-life ups and downs of building a dream while raising tiny humans. We're moms, wives, and best friend business partners in the trenches with you, making the hard stuff feel easy and a whole lot more fun.
So pour a fresh cup, get comfy, because you're exactly where you need to be.
Let's duo this.
Welcome back to the Duo on Air podcast. This is episode number 160. And did you know that 90% of websites don't get traffic?
I don't believe this stat.
I didn't either. The first time I read this, our intern, Chad, said it to us, which by that means ChatGPT.
Yeah, and sometimes Chad is, he's an intern.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, okay, is this article from 2004? Like, what's happening?
But when the internet was born?
Yeah, right? And so I didn't believe him, so I went searching myself. And it turns out it's true, which is insane.
Our intern is teaching us things.
Seriously. So Ahrefs, another really popular SEO tool that a lot of SEO strategists use, ran a study about a year ago on 14 billion pages within their content database. And of those 14 billion, 96.55% of all pages got zero traffic from Google. Nothing.
This is mind-blowing.
It's crazy. So you might be sitting here thinking 14 billion, that's huge. That's a massive number of pages. Mm-hmm. But it's actually a super small percentage of the entire web. So there are estimated to be 1.1 billion websites on the internet. That's websites. So Duo Collective, even though we have multiple pages, is one website. 1.1 billion. And only 17% of those 1.1 websites are actually active.
That's insane. That is so much space on the internet that's
being used by nothing.
Nothing.
Yes, nothing. So there's so much content out there that doesn't even exist, or the content still exists. You still get served it, but the business isn't caring about the website or focused on it, or maybe not even in business anymore.
That's so crazy. Okay, random question. This is probably going a little off of topic, but if let's say you shut your doors down or whatever and you don't need an online space anymore, trash? How do you get rid of your website? Can you get rid of it?
Your domain would expire. So you wouldn't re-up your .com.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you can just completely shut it
down.
But
are some people who don't have these businesses just paying for a domain that they don't
probably
clearly remember?
Yeah, I'm sure there are some people who are paying for a domain because it's $12 a year, you might not even notice that you still have it.
Yeah, that's
crazy. You'd think it's on a business card or it'd be lapsed at some point.
Right.
But yeah, that's crazy.
That is insane.
So, and of all of that, about 50 billion web pages are indexed on Google. So there's a lot of stuff out there, but only 96% of it is getting traffic, which is crazy. And I think a lot of times you might read all of that and all the skeptics out there might be okay, so that kind of means SEO is dying, right? Everything just lives out there. No one finds it. It's just out there in the world. Old school blogging.
Yeah.
But that is very much the opposite. And now if you look up the typical Google engagement, I'd say, so Google processes 99,000 search queries every single second.
Okay, so what exactly does that mean?
So every second, it's processing someone typing a keyword into the search bar 99,000 times every second.
That's incredible.
Crazy.
That's incredible.
It's a crazy number. And so if you break that down even more, 8.5 billion searches every single day. And the average person, that kind of breaks down to the average person conducting between 3 to 4 searches a day.
Okay.
which is pretty, I mean, that's
if you
pretty
think about
hard.
it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I definitely Google a few times a day,
Yeah.
and I don't even think I realize how much I do it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now you gave us homework on the last episode. Now I feel like I want to give everybody homework on this episode, and that's to just track for like a week, just like 1 week, how many times you Google things.
Yeah.
Because I bet I don't even know.
No, you probably don't. Like, think even today, like, is there anything you Googled? I just Googled something.
Yeah, you did. Right in front of me.
I know. So it happens so often. So yes. So what's going on? Why is there so much content out there? And why is so much of this content not getting traffic? And is your content some of it? Which, newsflash, yes it is. Some of your content is getting zero traffic. But guess what? Some of my content is getting zero traffic too. Like, it's okay. So there are so many pages, and you can't, the goal shouldn't be that every single page has to get search traffic. I know that is the goal, but if you put the pressure on yourself to do it every single time, it's overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're going to create content that flops. It's just like Instagram. Like, sometimes you're going to create a reel and it just doesn't perform and it doesn't get a lot of views. And same thing. Sometimes you're going to create a blog post that you think people really want, and it turns out they don't.
And then some days you're going to create a blog that you're kind of like, whatever, this is just an idea I had. I think it'll be great. And it outperforms all your other blogs, just like reels. Like, one of your reels goes trending and you didn't even, or goes viral and you didn't even know or try.
Yeah. So speaking of that company, Ahrefs, who is a really big SEO tool, they get, millions of traffic hits every year. And if you go look up their own website, they have plenty of blogs and plenty of pages that also get zero traffic from search. And that's just the reality of the situation, is that sometimes you just get zero traffic, and that's okay. Let's optimize the ones that are working really well. Let's create content that we think is going to get traffic, and let's just focus on overall quality.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you still have content that doesn't get traffic, but it's high quality, and maybe you created it for a different purpose, like your Instagram followers or your email subscribers, and other people are reading it, but not searchers, that's okay too.
Mm-hmm.
So
exactly. Okay, so I'm excited for this next part because I feel like I'm going to learn some stuff too. But we're going to start diving into why most websites get zero traffic. And the first one is they don't have a keyword strategy, which that one kind of seems like for us, I guess, a no-brainer. But if you don't have the right words, you're not gonna have anybody come into those pages.
Yeah, so a lot of times we're just creating content without actually understanding what our audience is searching for. So you're making content that you like, which, you might think people are searching for it, but they're not, or they are searching for it, but they're searching for it with different words because they're not an expert like you.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to use words that are different and not really understand it. So like, a good example is something along the lines of, you are a business owner and your website isn't getting traffic, and what are you going to search? You're going to search, why isn't my website getting traffic? You're not going to search something that's like SEO, why you need an SEO strategy to get traffic or something like that. Because the answer, SEO strategy, is like what they need, but they don't understand what that means and they're never going to search it. So when you think about who our typical SEO audience is going to be, they're not going to be searching the jargony SEO words that we know. They're going to be searching for, why doesn't my website get traffic?
I always think of keywords as like the basic words that people use in their day-to-day life that isn't super specific.
Yes.
Because when you go to Google, you're usually just typing in a very vague, basic question. Like, it's not usually super specific with all these details in it, because you just have a really simple question and you want to get answers for it. So I always think of it like that. And you're always so close to your business too, that the words you use are most likely not the words that your audience or consumer is using.
Yeah. Unless you have a really, really niche audience, you need to make sure these people are a certain type of business owner or a certain type of person with something happening in their life that's very specific. If you have a very niche audience, then you are going to want to use words that only they will search for.
Exactly.
So there's definitely a two-part strategy to that, but it's making sure that at the end of the day, your website might not be getting any traffic because no one's searching for any of the words that you put on your website.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's simple. Yep. So the second one is poorly optimized website structure.
So when we think of website structure, I want you to think of your website being a map to the park that you own. You own this beautiful park, and your navigation is your map. So how are people going to navigate your entire website? How do they go through the top menu bar, the hamburger bar, the footer menu, click the buttons on your page? How do they get from A to E throughout your website?
Seamlessly.
Yes, seamlessly. So I want you to think about your top biggest pages on your website. Like, say, this blog is one of my best pages. This resource is one of my favorite resources. This is my podcast page. It's super important. So other than your homepage, what are your biggest pages? And I want you to be able to clearly explain how someone can get from point A to point B. Like, how many steps are happening in between and how complicated is that process? If it's going to take them 5 steps to get there, or if they have to type in the URL exactly as is in order to get there and they can't ever get there from your homepage, that's likely not going to be that great of experience.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what we're talking about here when we're talking about the overall website structure. Is Google crawlers are just like your audience. So they need to be able to actually navigate your website just as easily as a user is. So if their robots are having trouble navigating a website, then so are people, and they're going to ding you for that and likely not even show you on search.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, your website is just like a whole experience. Like, if you think about websites you've gone to and it's like ads popping up or things are lagging or it's super slow or it's very confusing, or I'm curious to your thoughts on this, Abby, but like when I'm on a website and I click on something and it opens up a new tab, and then I click on something else on their homepage and it opens up a new tab, and it's not necessary because it's still within their own website, that drives me bonkers because I'm like, wait, like that should have just brought me to the next page in your website versus opening up all of these new tabs.
Yeah, I like that. So I am of two minds on that. Core web pages should always open in the same window as long as your navigation exists for you to easily like go to other pages.
Yes.
Sometimes people remove their navigation from like service pages or sales pages and things like that. I don't usually recommend that. Like, you should have your navigation on every page because that is a better user experience, especially from an SEO perspective. Being able to like allow people to go back versus just completely exiting is like very important. But when it comes to blogs, opening in a new tab, I think is okay.
I could see that. Yeah.
Your blog, you might want to read this blog next.
Right. But you still want to be exploring. Yeah. I can see that for sure. So the third one is lack of quality and search optimized content.
So the number of these websites that, like 90% of websites, right, that don't get any traffic, I would love to know how many of those websites have a blog. Because my guess would be a lot of them don't have a blog. And people don't understand the value of a blog or think that it's just not worth it anymore, or it's old school, or the strategy just doesn't make sense. But it is one of the best ways to create content that people are searching for that you can't seamlessly integrate into the core pages of your website. So I love to think of blogs as this opportunity for you to reach your audience before they're ready to buy from you. That is where you get in their world, you connect with them on some other level when they're in the information hunting stage of their journey. So you really need to take a step back and understand who your audience is and think about who they are before they're ready to buy, and how can you create content then to cater to them throughout that process.
I love that answer. That was a really good answer.
Thank you.
Now
Should
everybody,
write it down.
Yeah, everybody should blog because that's, yeah, I feel like that's like easy content to write to as well. You don't have to like necessarily overthink it and be like so strategic and deep into it, right? You're providing small bits of information for new people that are coming into your world, essentially.
And I think sometimes people are scared of blogging because they're scared of sharing too much information, giving it all away for free. Guess what? If you go to our blog right now, I guarantee you can do every single thing that we do in our SEO audits yourself. You can go through every single blog that we have, listen to all 100 and what are we on? 160 some podcast episodes, 160 exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do it all yourself.
Yeah.
Will you? Probably not.
Do you want to? Maybe
and
not.
If you do, more power to you.
If you do, please tell us.
So you're not going to give away the whole kitchen sink in one blog or in one podcast episode. You're going to do it over a ton. And by then, they're going to already love you because you've built that trust and that connection with them. And if they don't buy from you, they never were going to buy from you to begin with. So you shouldn't worry about them. But likely, you are securing that trust and building that and creating this community of people who are going to trust you and want to buy your stuff when it comes out. So that's what you should focus on, is creating the trust and showing people that you know what it is that you're doing. Yeah,
exactly. Okay, on to the fourth one. I think this is a big one, and it's forgetting mobile, which mobile first. We say that all the time, but I think we're all so, like, if you're a service provider particularly, or just you have your own business, you're probably on your laptop or your computer a lot, right? So when you're building out these things or building out your website, you think desktop first because that's where you are and that's where you work a lot. But that's not correct.
Yeah.
As when it comes to people who are consuming our content or following us or buying from us or whatever.
Yeah. So if you have Google Analytics installed, go to Google Analytics, which everyone should have it installed, by the way. But anyways, if you do have it, go to Google Analytics today. Go look at how many people navigate your website on desktop versus mobile and see what that is. So we did that for our website, and our website is shockingly a lot of desktop, but we work with a lot of business owners. So people are working on their desktop computers more than they are their mobile. We did this with another client of ours who came in for a VIP strategy session, and her audience they're not business owners. Hers was shockingly so high mobile.
And she was shocked.
Yeah.
By
shocked.
It. Yes.
So go look and see what you are. Even if you are desktop, I don't want you all of a sudden to be like, oh, well, everyone's on desktop anyway, so it doesn't matter. Google only indexes mobile websites. So when Google is crawling your website to determine if this page or this blog or this thing is good enough, it's doing it on your mobile screen, not your desktop. So if you are not optimizing or looking at mobile, Google isn't going to put you online. So that is like the number one reason. But you should also serve your audience.
Yes. Another mind-blown emoji insert.
Right.
And the last one here is no Google presence.
So we just forget that Google gives us all of these free resources and we forget to use them or sign up for them.
Or I think people are scared of them because they don't understand them. Yeah. So they're like, why should I do this tool? Or like they put it on the back burner because it's confusing to them, but you should use them.
Yeah. So honestly, the reason that so many websites aren't on Google is because they don't tell Google that they exist. And you do that with Google Search Console, completely free tool where you just say, hey, Google, I'm here. And you have it crawl your website. Same goes for Google Business Profile. So that is for local businesses. If you want to show up on maps, which for local businesses, if you're searching for queries like words in Google that are local specific or have a local intent behind it, the maps is going to pop up in the search engine. And those businesses that appear in that map section, it's not their website, it's their Google Business Profile. So you need to have that too. So both of those things are super important to make sure that Google knows about you so you can actually exist there in the first place.
So what are some quick fixes for people to get more website traffic?
Well, sign up for Google Search Console, number one.
Do it now.
Do it right now if you don't have it. This is something to new websites. If you are a web designer, if you're a copywriter, if you are DIYing or building your own new website, you need to have this tool implemented the second you hit publish. This is the most important thing for new websites, is you need to have your website indexed with Google Search Console. So absolutely necessary for everyone who is in the new website world to figure that out. The second thing I would do is really focus on fixing your homepage SEO title and meta description. So that's that blue clickable link on Google and the black description that's underneath it. So making sure that you can fix that and write it in a way that has your business plus a keyword that of the big thing that you offer with it. So it shouldn't just be Duo Collective. It should be Duo Collective Boutique Marketing Agency or Duo Collective Branding and SEO Services. So you shouldn't just be brand name and then nothing else, or worse, brand name home, because no one needs to see that this is your home page.
Abby's biggest pet peeve.
It is. Well, it's just a big sign for me the second I Google someone where I'm like, you don't focus on SEO.
Yeah.
Immediate giveaway. Like seeing home in your SEO title is just an immediate sign that you've never updated your SEO titles.
Exactly. Yep.
So changing that and doing business name plus whatever keyword it is that people are searching for. Even if you don't know and you're like, I don't know, I don't have time to figure out keywords, I don't have time to figure this out, just guess. Like, honestly, just guess, put something in there. It's better than nothing.
Exactly. Yes.
So
it won't hurt.
Yeah. So number 3 is to write a quick FAQ style blog. So people are asking questions on Google about your services, about your products, about what you do, about things that you know in your brain. Like, people are asking questions. So can you create an FAQ style blog that's like an ask anything about this, ask anything about that? Like, write down all the questions that your clients, customers, students have asked you lately and put it all in a blog, and maybe Google some of those questions and see what pops up on the Google search page for the people also ask. That can be really helpful to give you new ideas of questions that you can dig into under different topics.
I love that.
And then the last one is to get backlinks or get your first backlink. So this is a link of your website that lives on someone else's website. So if you have never done this before, no idea what a backlink is, and this feels like foreign language to you, we have a 5-day email challenge for you. So you can go take the 5-day backlink email challenge, and then you'll work your way towards your first backlink by the end of it.
Yay!
So we'll walk you through the whole thing, break it down day by day, bite-sized information, so it's not super overwhelming. All right, so if today's episode got you thinking about how you might need to get more eyes on your business, we have something extra special for you. Yay. So on Monday, March 17th, we are hosting a free live training where we'll break down 5 ways to gain visibility and get found online. So this isn't just going to be another information session like we just shared right now. We want to share some real actionable strategies to help you grow and get more clients, leads, growth, all the good things, get more traffic on your website so that you're not going to be the 90%. Let's be that, it's 96.55? Let's be that 4 point whatever.
Yeah, 4 point number.
4 point blah, blah, blah. Let's just get you to that 4%, right?
Yes.
Let's get you in that 4% of people that actually get traffic. And plus,
that sounds so crazy.
It does. It sounds nuts. It sounds nuts. And the best part about these trainings is that when you join us live, we always save a ton of time at the end for Q&A and love answering all of your specific questions. So if you can join us, please do, because the Q&A is always just gold.
It's like my favorite part of the whole thing, like watching the questions come in and then having them at the end. People have such good questions. It's always so
many
good.
Questions.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this after the 17th, don't worry. We'll have the replay live so that you can tune in. So you can go right now to save your seat or watch the replay. We'll put the link in the show notes, or you can go to duocollective.com/get found.
Get found.
It's time for a refill. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Duo on Air.
If you loved hanging out with us today, here are 3 quick ways to support the show. 1, subscribe so you never miss a new episode.
2, share this episode with a biz bestie and tag us on Instagram at duo.collective.
And 3, leave a review because we love hearing from you.
Finally, keep sharing your episode ideas. We love creating content for you. Head over to duocollective.com to catch up on all the latest episodes, brand and website makeovers, SEO tips, and so much more.
See you there. Let's duo this thing called business together.